Hey guys, Patrick here with ESEE Knives, Randall's Adventure and Training. I'm here today with my good friend, fellow instructor, Reuben. As I said in the RB3 video, Reuben's done a lot of worldly travels, goes all over the world. He writes articles for magazines, a lot of knife magazines. Over the years, he's had the opportunity to use and review and handle all sorts, of different knives, all different sizes. When we were starting up the camp lore line, Jeff asked him to design a knife, for it, and this is what we got, the RB3.
Yeah.
Reuben, if you would, just explain to everybody how you came up with that and what gave you the ideas for it.
I really like the blade shape of like the Azula, and we kind of went with that, elongated it, made it into a Scandi grind. I've always been a fan of Scandinavian knives in general, and for me, at that point, it had been the easiest knife to sharpen, just because one large bevel. And the edge geometry lends itself well to, when it starts to dull, the geometry will still keep shaving wood, as opposed to a convex or a flat grind that might get, you're scraping wood as opposed to carving into it. So that was kind of good for being out for a long time and just really not wanting to carry a lot of sharpening stuff. The blade length is 3.5, and for me that was important. With the amount of traveling I do, if I can go into a country with something under 4 inches, keeps me under the radar as far as being legal. I've been called on blades before that were 4 inches. And something under 4 inches is usually seen as a tool more than a weapon. And the sharpened spine was a real big deal to me, and one of the first knives in the series that we put a sharpened spine on. Some people are still in the habit of putting their thumb on the spine. Maybe they feel uncomfortable a little bit. But really, when you just hold the knife for craft type stuff, general use, your thumb's not really on it, so it doesn't really come into play, doesn't really dig in. It is a great tool for when you're not out surviving, you're just camping. You don't need to use the blade. You just want to use something to scrape and something to get your fire started. And over the period of a couple of days, you may do 2 or 3 fires, and you don't need to sharpen up your blade every time. So it's an extra tool without being gimmicky, I guess. And we just kind of went with a real simple handle design. Some people call it broomstick. It's just kind of oval cross section. And it was real important to get something that was going to accommodate all different size hands, especially when you're wearing a work glove or a winter glove. And you still have a little something left over to grab onto. The rounded end was real important to me for this type of cutting, doing chest lever grip or even just for fine cutting, because you can kind of cradle it. So we didn't want like a bird's beak or anything sticking out. That really just makes it simple in every way. A 1095 steel and the Reuben heat treat. We've all been pretty happy with it. I am.
I've used it a lot for a lot of different tasks. Where I really love a Scandi grind is in wood carving. Just really eats up the wood. No complaints. I love it. Feels great in the hand. Easy to sharpen. You knocked it out of the park, Reuben.
Thanks. I think it's something that was different at the time when it came out for ESEE knives. It was a lot different than the regular flat grind you see in the high saber grinds, which have always been great for general use. This is a little more specific to wood carving, wood shaving, and I spent a lot of time in Sweden, just all over Scandinavia. Really, Finland is where the Scandinavian design really caught my eye, and a lot of people will say, well, it's not so great for everything. You need to go to Scandinavia and see that they're using it for everything: food processing, skinning, wood carving. So that's something I just don't really believe in at all, and it's only good for wood carving. It really is good for everything. It's just a design it's real particular to that region. It seems to work for them.
Well guys, so there you have it. We just wanted to give you just a quick rundown on his thoughts that went into the design. Be sure to check us out, like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and also follow us on YouTube. Thanks, guys.